Alright, before I even say anything, Shorty is alright. Like, she look alright. You know what I'm saying? She got a little few things going on for herself. You know what I'm saying? She got a career. She make her money. Not a bad looking lady. You know what I'm saying? Check her out. See, her shit pop up. She's a nurse. She's a model. She's a creator, and she's a pro-black feminist. You know what I mean? Whatever that is. I'm gonna say this too. Before I even play this shit, bear in mind that for a couple generations, it's been acceptable, you know, for our community as a whole, one, to devalue the men of the community. And by that I mean, it's acceptable for a male presence not to be in the household. You know, you understand what I mean? Like, a couple generations ago, there was this big wave that, oh, I don't need a man to raise my children. And this, you know, I'm saying this from the black community because, you know, that's where I first noticed this. But I do recognize, you know, I include my Hispanic people. My mom is Hispanic. It's the hood, the ghetto. It was okay to have families where there was only a mother present. And in turn, what these women were convinced of is that, okay, they can have children, raise them by themselves, and, you know, get an apartment. I'm from New York. Get an apartment, Section 8, food stamps, welfare, and men were useless. The black men, you know, when I say black, I mean black, Hispanic, anybody that was in that in that environment, it was okay to devalue him. So now you grow up in these families. Well, you can't really consider them families because in most people's mind, a family consists of a mom, a dad, and their children. These are like sub-families with just a mother, several kids, and, you know, with no income coming into that house besides what the government is giving you. How that's going to work out. So, you know, I think they caught on quick. I think that women started seeing like, oh, this ain't enough money. I got these children. The man is, you know, wherever he's at. It could be a variety of issues. Maybe he was in the streets hustling, got caught up. Maybe him and the mother didn't get along after they had some kids. And, you know, he had to go. Whatever the situation is, they end up by themselves with a bunch of kids in a small ass apartment and limited financial resources. So they go out and get jobs. They lament the fact that they didn't pursue college and, further their educations in order to make more money because, it's hard to take care of children. I'm not even going to hold you. Children is something else. The older they get, the more expensive they get. If you have more than one child, that shit is a lot. So now they working. They barely present in the house. The older children got to raise the younger children. And it's just crazy. They teach their daughters to go out and get educated and get these careers. They teach their sons to be subservient to women, hold the door, speak respectfully. It's I think when a woman trying to raise a son, there's going to be a period where, I know this from experience, there's going to come a time in that kid's life where he's bigger than you. He don't feel like you can overpower him, so he's going to pretty much decide to do what he want to do. And, it's just going to be hard for a woman to raise her male child. That's what fathers are for. And then as a result of that, you end up with young girls who feel empowered because they got a degree. They're in their career. And they go against their nature. All of these things go against their nature. They feel like a man is not a necessity. They don't need him. They need him for few things. Sexual gratification, whatever money he could bring in, and to do, hard labor around the house. Everything else, they feel like they're in charge of the household. And because they became so accustomed to being in charge by themselves with their children, they feel like he's just another child. And I think that's, ain't no grown man trying to hear that shit, straight up. The natural order of things is the man go out and do things to fulfill the financial need of the household. And I'm not saying that women can't work. Women go out, get your money. I'm all for that shit, but you're there to assist him. He's the head of the household. He's the disciplinary source in the household. You understand what I'm saying? But they was taught different. Anyway, I'm not going to go too long about that. I wanted to give some background before I say something because, the girl's not unattractive. Let's just hear what she got to say.
Fully aware that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together. And then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us. But then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every...
Yo. If you have no formal training in being a wife, I think it's unfeasible for you to expect a husband. every girl want to get married. Every girl is taught this. They want to be married. Why? Let's dig into that. I know females like to floss. They want to show off the ring. They want a big ceremony and for everybody to see them because, you know, that's the wave. I'm better than you. I do it bigger than you. They don't have no real intention of being a wife. A wife is a husband's assistant. It's not my partner. A partner is somebody that dig in the trenches with you 50-50. A partner get up and get to that grind on an equal level with you. You know what I'm saying? A wife is an assistant. A wife is somebody who's there. You take care of the house. You take care of what the children need. You take care of the bills. And she's there to take care of you. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that men have a right. There's no training to be a husband. Like, I'll take that back. Scratch that. Any man with some decency is going to want to provide for his family and do the right things when it come to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about these dudes that run around thinking what they dig. You know, as soon as they get out the house, they trying to smash everything. I'm talking about real grown-ass men. You know what I'm saying? That wake up and see they little kids looking just like them and have no choice than to get up and provide for them. I can't wake up and see somebody look just like me and not want to do something for them. So these are the men I'm talking about. If you have no intention on being a wife, I don't think it's conducive for you to look for a husband. If all you're doing it for is the flash, it's not even worth it. But go ahead, let's go. There's part 2 and part 3 to this shit. So I'm gonna just keep playing it. You know, I'll jump in here and there. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Every single aspect. Fully aware that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but...
All right, let's get out of there. Here she go on part 2 now. I want y'all to finish it. I want y'all to see it.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm going to keep going. Part 3.
Oh, this is part 3. I ain't even get there yet. Let's go to part 2. Let's see what she's talking about here.
I think that some...
This bitch ain't even got her shit in order. Like, I'm wondering if you scroll through the pictures, like, I'm real big on... I like to see the motherfucker that I went to bed with. I don't like to wake up and see a different person, a whole different person. You wake up and see fucking hair across the room or fucking lace front on the foot of your bed or some shit. This bitch talking about don't touch my hair, but that's another thing. I ain't even getting into that. All right, here go part 2. I found it.
All right, I am making a response video because y'all are annoying as fuck. I posted it on my story on here, but I...
Yo, she kind of disrespectful, too. Like, not for nothing. Listen how she speak. Like, is that conducive to having a husband? Like, listen how she speaks. She talking about how people is annoying. She, you know what I'm saying? She's clearly convinced of how bad she is. And, you know, not again, I'm going to say it again. The woman is, you know, she's an attractive woman. I mean, minus all this crazy shit. What the fuck is that, man? Like, that's my word. I looked at my daughter hair yesterday. My daughter hair is damn near pushing up on the back of her kneecaps. Like, all you gotta do is take care of your shit, man. Like, but whatever. You know, you choose to pay for that shit, and if somebody choose to like that, that's on them. Like, I'm not even judging. I'm just saying that shit ain't for me. Let's go. She disrespectful though. Come on. No, hell no, I ain't love that shit. Oh no, hell no. I can't take that back.
Fully aware that I'm gonna... Alright, I am making a response video because y'all are annoying as fuck. I posted it on my story on here, but I will go over it again. Oh. Literally not once did I say that it was all black men. I'm fully aware that there are good black men out there.
Shorty, you said it was all black men. You said you 1% interested in dealing with black men. That leaves 99% of discord on your behalf. Yo, stop.
But honestly, most of them are taken and married. The chances of finding...
Yo, a true story, you see, she's pretty. Look at her jawline. Her shit is model. You know, I don't think she capping when she say she a model. She in shape, you know what I'm saying? But it don't be the ones that look like her. It don't be the ones that talk like her that be married. It's always a nice, you know, them thick girls, the ones you see that you be like, oh, she fat, but she all soft spoken and she cater to her dude. Them be the ones that be married. All the ones that be talking about how annoying everybody is and, you know, what they expect. They don't be married, man. These girls don't be married. They don't even be having a man. They just be mad all the time, angry. And if I say that shit to them, if I'm in a conversation with one of these women, she gonna talk a mouth full of shit. She gonna say, you know, try to cut me down, but I be knowing, like, everybody that know me, like, you don't see me outside looking crazy. Like, I'm never chopped. I try to keep myself right, and I got my reasons for that. You know what I'm saying? But that be the ones that everybody think is pretty, but just be disrespectful and mad and suckers. You know what I'm saying? And they be having like side pieces and all that. Let's hear what she got to say though, cause she want to be married. Come on, man. I keep loving this shit.
Finding a black man who is educated, successful, college degree, and like a decent human being, I remember seeing was like 1 in 250. That's not very good odds for
Shorty
us.
said 1 in 250.
To the black women in denial in my comments, just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Clearly, a majority of black women understand what I'm talking about.
The majority?
To everyone
How you
saying,
know that?
Oh, no, it's all men. It's not just... Look, I'm specifically talking about dating black men as a black woman. It is...
Sweetheart, let me explain to you. The only men checking for you is black men. You know, when again, I gotta reiterate, when I say black, I mean anybody from the communities we live in with some melanin in their skin. So all my Hispanic dudes, you know what I'm saying? The same shit. They the only ones checking for you. But when they checking for you, trust. All they trying to do is hit. Motherfuckers is not trying to come home to a woman that talk crazy all day, all night. They not trying to deal with that shit. You clearly, your expectations is through the roof. You know what I'm saying? You a nurse, like, why not stick to that level? I know what my level is. I know I try to, you know, stay in my lane. You can't go too far out your lane. Your expectations is too big. You're gonna be hurt. She said 1 in 250. That's crazy. Like, you bugging out. But that's all the devaluation of the black man. She make a couple of ones. She acting like she making all the ones. Like, we not even in that tax bracket. You know, you a nurse. Let's, you know, depending on what type of nurse you are, you could probably make 100,000. But I guarantee you, for that 100,000, she expect a couple million at least. You know what I'm saying? And she wonder why she not married. I ain't even gonna hold you. Her bed, my bed is just as nice as that, and I don't make 100,000. You know what I'm saying? My bed is just as nice. Everything, her walls look like my walls. You know what I'm saying? Everything is everything. We all on the same level. You do with your money what you do. I do with my money what I do. The expectation is crazy though. Come on, man. If I love this bitch one more
It's a
time, she
very
gonna think I like
specific
her.
dynamic. I don't give a shit about other men because I haven't dated other men. I only know about this dynamic.
That's all I want you.
I
Ain't no
know
white
that I have
man
a black
checking for you.
to raise him better. I'm very intentional about the way I raise my son.
Yeah,
And I will
alright.
always
Not
teach
with
him
them
to love black
expectations.
women first. Always. If it was just about choosing better men, how come so many black women agree on this sentiment? And we're
loving
not
black
all
women
dating the
does
same
not
men. We're
mean
all dating
serve
different
black
men.
women.
It is very specific
A
to
woman
black
is
American
supposed to be
men.
there to
I
take
know
care
that
of you.
so many people are used to ignoring black women, but I'm still going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. Black women are the most abused race out of any other demographic in the world.
Bugging out, shorty.
And a lot of times, yes, that comes from black men.
Come on,
Black
man.
men, not all, but enough. When black men date black women,
Yo, she
they
say
often
black
are
men
in
one more
competition
time,
with
yo.
them. When their black woman makes more money than they do, they feel resentment. They feel hatred. They get angry.
Not
They
hatred.
get
It's
violent.
not the natural order.
I am not
When
just
your
making
woman
this
make
up.
more money than you,
These things have been studied
your
before.
woman start acting like a
Just
dude.
because I am pointing out a pattern doesn't mean that I am saying all black men are
Yes,
bad.
it do.
I'm fully aware that there are good ones out there.
Right.
How do we expect to ever improve as a community if we don't call out the bullshit that we see?
How do you expect to improve as a community
Like, girl,
if you emasculate the men in the community? You come across with this crazy attitude. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, shorty. You know what I'm saying? You pretty. It's so many pretty. I got a friend right now, pretty. Beautiful. She don't act like that. You know what I'm saying? You sound crazy and you don't even know it. You think you making sense and you not making sense at all. You sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. Think about this, yo. How many white men are approaching you with marriage in mind? For you to be sitting on TikTok here acting as if you got all these options. You don't. It don't matter the money you make. It don't. Soon, and I could tell like you mixed with something, and it appears like maybe you might be half white and half black, and it's while it's impressive that you identify as being black, I don't really think you have a choice. There's not many white men that's gonna come your way looking to marry you and take you home into their family. Meet their mother. It ain't even meet their mother. It's more like integrate you with their mom and their dad. They peoples don't get down like that. They not checking for you for marriage. So think about that when you eviscerate the remaining pool of men who actually might give you a play. You understand what I'm saying?
it's your fault. You're the problem. Please free yourself from the chains of the patriarchy. You need help. Okay? I've been with my black man for 20 years and we're fine and I don't have to. How many times has he cheated on you?
What you mean? Yo, you want this is redundant. You want this man in your life. You want these men in your life. And yet you trying to come for a woman. If she turn around and say, I've been with my dude for 20 years, now you trying to find little chinks in her relationship. Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You talking about you gonna teach your son to love black women. When you say that, what do you mean? You understand what I'm saying? Because loving black women, I love my mother. My mom is Hispanic, but she look brown like me. You know what I'm saying? I love all my family though. My family is brown like me. So I love them, but I refuse to serve them. I refuse to allow them, the women in my family to manipulate me. I refuse to be subservient to these women and allow them to emasculate me. I could love you from a distance. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that if you're trying to point out that somebody is cheating on somebody else, I think you got too much time on your hands, yo. That's probably why you're not married. Yo, her face look crazy right now. This is what she gonna do?
How many times did you take him back? Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do when you marry.
What we're not going to do is invalidate
back.
Thousands of black women's experiences because their feelings are hurt. Do better.
Nah.
All right.
Stop walking around with hurt feelings. You should do better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Pretty don't get you everywhere. I'm gonna push it to the third video. Let's see what she got to say.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna keep going. Part 3. Can we talk about the lie that we're sold as children or, young girls growing up about black?
Where you at, yo? You in your bedroom? You talking all this fly shit? You know what I'm saying? You this, you that. All that, but you in the bedroom. Your part 1 of this shit, you was in your car. You know what I'm saying? All 3 parts of this shit, you by yourself. And that's the main shit. Like, I hope everybody that's watched this shit peep that. She by herself, yo. Look at her face. Look at the look in her eyes. She mad, yo. Look at the look in her eyes. You seen that face she made in that last video when she was... the fuck out of here with that shit, man.
Black love. True, special, intimate black love is extremely hard to find, especially in America.
For you.
In other cultures, like African cultures, they actually respect their women.
What you know about black Africa, shorty? You never... Yo, these people be killing me, yo. Africa this. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is cultural bullshit, man. You don't even know your culture. All I know about me... All right, so I could tell you about my mom's side of the family. My dad was black from Georgia, though. God bless the dad. That's all I could say. That's as far back as it go. I got a bunch of friends. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, so I got a bunch of friends that when you ask them where they from, they be like Italy. They tell you what part of Sicily they from. I got some Irish, Polish friends. You know what I'm saying? They always know where they come from. You talking African like you been there, like you know something about that. Where you from in Africa? Where your family from in Africa? Stop the cap, yo. You got me chopped, shorty. Stop, yo. Stop. Motherfuckers be acting like they got this wealth of knowledge and all these cultural and historical bearings. Like you know nothing about yourself except whatever you mix with. They might be able to tell you where they come from. Stop it. All that black love, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that because I'll be damned if I identify as a citizen of any country on this fucking planet when I know my peoples was I'm a descendant of slaves. My peoples was brought here, kidnapped, brainwashed. I know what time it is. You understand what I'm saying? And I understand that's why we in the financial situation we in, because other cultures, and without pointing any fingers, all I'm going to say is a lot of people had several generations to build wealth, and we didn't. But miss me with that back to Africa shit, because you capping. You mad yellow. I could tell you so far removed from that shit, it's not even funny, yo. Shut the fuck up.
A majority of black men do not respect black women.
Who the fuck gonna respect somebody that talks to you? A woman's biggest gift, any woman, black, white, Hispanic, anything, Asian, a woman's biggest gift, the best thing she could do is be a woman. Femininity is what draws men to you. Ain't nobody trying to be disrespected by a woman who behaves like a man. You understand? Who's always disagreeable. Who comes into a relationship with several other humans and expects for you to just, go with it. I got 3 kids. I got 2 kids. They ain't yours, but if you want me, you got to treat them as if they yours, even if they disrespect you, even if they tell you you're not their father. You got to go with that. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of. I had my time to do my self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on picking my own mistakes apart and recognizing the things that make me or could make me a better person. I think a lot of women need to do the same because it's unrealistic, the expectation. I'm going to let her keep talking, though.
You want to know how much Black men respect Black women? Literally just look at the comments on my other video. So many Black men proved my point. And the funny part is, I didn't even say that much. The comments spoke for themselves. Instead of telling women to choose better, and this goes for every ethnicity, since y'all want to bring that into it, we need to tell men to be better men. Not, women need to choose better. Look, men have more power in society. They need to be held accountable more than we do.
Nah. See, that's the thing. Women control access to sex. Women control who they allow into their homes, into their lives, and into their beds. Women make those choices. That's why you see a lot of women, and this is not even, central to Black women. This is women in general. They always got this, my mom, I like to say my peoples is bougie. You know what I'm saying? They act real funny. They got this little thing with them. Everything is about what they want, and you know what I'm saying? Then they get it. And before they even get what they want, they decide that they have no use for it and discard it. Men are forced to hold themselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? Men don't leave relationships. Women leave relationships. Women divorce their husbands. Women take their kids from their fathers. This is a known fact. Men have to develop a sense of accountability real quick. You know what I'm saying? Women refuse to be accountable for anything. That's why you sitting here on this video talking about Black men this and Black men that and all this, every excuse. But you there by yourself with your son looking for a man. It don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. Just miss me with it. You bugging.
That's just how it is.
Look how her head be snapping. This bitch is crazy.
I don't feel bad about posting that video. So many people are mad at me.
I'm sure you don't. You crazy.
There are more people who agree with me and understand me, and they're like, oh my God.
That's cap.
I felt this way for a long time. Thank you for bringing it up.
It's a whole bunch of women that you hang out with.
That's my jam.
Just like
I talk about shit that
got kids by themselves that agree with you.
The fact that I get mostly positive reactions
is
why I keep doing it. I know that I have privilege as a light-skinned Black woman.
Nah, you don't have any privilege, first of all. Second of all, you're not doing it for positive reactions. You doing this shit for views. You shooting on a phone, shorty. Like you a... Let me shut the fuck up, man. You shooting on the phone. You shooting on your phone. You looking for views. That's why you got content creator. I bet your ass got either OnlyFans or some type of shit going on that's just not TikTok. That's not YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? So stop. You feel like you got privilege because you a light-skinned woman, but light skin ain't white skin, baby. The only thing America recognize is Caucasian. Maybe your mom got some privilege. Maybe your dad got some privilege. You come from the fucking gutter just like me, shorty. You pretty. You got some nice teeth. You know what I'm saying? But you making all these faces and snapping your fucking neck. You gonna break your fucking neck, yo. Sever your spinal cord, acting all fucking ridiculous because you got a job. Sweetheart, you a +1. You come with a fucking entire human being. You looking for a man, yo. Tone it down a notch.
And I'm not going to face nearly as much hate as a darker skinned woman would. And, you know, the fact that people agree with me,
crazy, man,
I think is a pretty good indicator that it's a topic that needs to continue being talked about. Instead of black men continuing to blame us and invalidate us and gaslight us about our experiences, I urge them to listen. Just listen.
Listen.
And think about how maybe you have perpetuated this treatment.
Get the fuck out of here, yo. Where's your baby daddy at, yo?
Don't respond.
That shit is crazy that baby daddy is a fucking commonly used term in our community. That shit is acceptable. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, it's a generalization because a lot of white people can be harmful. We know that it's not all white people.
Yo.
That doesn't mean that a pattern doesn't exist. That doesn't mean the history and the statistics aren't there.
Don't try to take it there.
When I say white people, the white people that it doesn't apply to, they're not offended by it because they know that it's truth.
Sweetheart,
so if you were offended by my video, I want you to do some self-reflection and think about why it hit you so hard. Why did it strike a nerve?
Because you crazy. It ain't strike my nerve. It's just sad to see my sisters go down this fucking path. Like, that shit is ridiculous.
Young girls growing up about black love. True.
It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what. I'll say this to both of my children, yo. They both got my last name and they both look just like me. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell them both. You could capture anybody. You could tell anybody any story. You know what I'm saying? And you probably won't even feel guilty about the shit. You just gonna say what you say and keep it pushing, and that shit is all, you know, whatever. If that's how you choose to live, that's how you choose to live. But there's a moment in time every single night when you rest your head and your eyes is closed and there's nothing happening except food for thought. And in that moment, you cannot lie to yourself. It's impossible. Trust me. Trust me. In that very moment, when honesty hit, that's where you see your faults. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm sure people gonna listen. Some of the things I say, some of the points I make, they not gonna agree with them. Some might, you know what I'm saying? I'll just say this, right? And I'm gonna get ahead after this. If you have a son and you're not with the father, if you have children, period, and you're not with their father or fathers, allow those men into those children's life because it creates a balance. 2, bring your expectation down to where you sit in your space. Don't go looking for, I understand people say swing for the fences, but if that was coming to you, you would have already had it. You wouldn't have a child out of wedlock, and you wouldn't be sitting on here complaining about black men. 3, allow your sons to be men. Teach your sons to be men. Teach your sons that they are the leaders, because I'll tell you what, you look around the world, you see all these things that's been built, all the technology that's coming forward, and I guarantee you, most of the things that you find was built by men. Every other culture respects the men of the culture. Learn to respect the person that you lay down at night. Learn to tell them the nice things. Save the niceties for the people that you sleep with, instead of going to work and giving your boss all the respect that you should give your husband. And I guarantee you, things will look up for you. I'm going to let it go with that.